Hey, y'all, this is our take. This is Mark, the moderator.
Thanks.com. What you doing, bro? What you doing? We all for a week? We all for a week and you can't get it straight?
I forgot. Nah, because we did it already and you wasn't here. So I was just ready.
Oh, so y'all was excluding me.
So y'all.
Wow.
Yo.
I can sit this one out if you need to.
Can we do this again, man? All right, y'all, this is our take. This is Mark, the moderator.
Thanks.com. The game is the game, always.
Leaf is only family, Brooklyn forever.
AV the process. I did it for AD, man. I did it for AD.
All right, y'all. So as you see, we have our Take merchandise going on. You can go onto our website, OurTakeSportsShow.com. You can go there. You can order T-shirts, Black Lives Matter T-shirts. You can get your mugs if you want, your coffee cups. You can do that. We appreciate it. Support the show. So we got.
Can I get my shirt?
Yeah, you can come get it.
Oh, this is what's happening right here. What's happening right here?
Right in the middle.
Dude has been on my block 8 times since the shirts came. Never asked for one.
You couldn't just.
What's
go
the
ahead,
first
man. Let's go.
What's the first one? Thank you.
Yo, you do know we're right in the middle of shooting, right? I'm like,
yo, what just happened?
That's the greatest part of this show. Let's go.
All right, it's totally organic, man. Unscripted, totally unscripted. All right, so NBA conversation. Let me ask, should the NBA restart with everything that's going on? Should they start back up again?
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I really don't know. I mean, we seeing more positive tests come up. I really don't know what the solution is, man. I mean, I think the Pelicans just closed their facility because they had 3 players come up positive. Basketball is a contact sport. Football is a contact sport. Unless they develop some sort of herd immunity amongst the players after a while, it's just going to keep happening. You're going to have the test, it's going to keep going around. It's going to keep circulating in that little community, even if they do that in the bubble. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they should start back up. I'm really not sure.
All right, Leaf?
Absolutely not. I said it from day one. I'm going to continue to say it. This NBA season should be a dub. It might be a dub going into next year a little bit, maybe a half a season. But right now, basketball should not be played. There's a spike in Florida right now. They had restaurants and bars open for a week, and they had to shut those joints down already. So now these people that work that's supposed to work inside this dome, now you're gonna let them in, right? Like Banks just said, the Pelicans 3 players. Nets, I think the Nets got 4 or 5 players. We don't know who else is being tested and is gonna pop up. So there's no guarantee that you can protect anyone. It just might be like what happened the last day we see basketball, where it's about to be a tip and somebody comes running on the court. And now you got all these dudes in one spot. Listen to the dub. We all know this is about money. It's nothing else than they trying to recoup some bread. But listen, if they're going to play, I'm going to watch. But I don't think they should.
Avery?
Yeah, no doubt. The selfish me says yes. And I want the Sixers to win a chip, but it will be an asterisk next.
Yeah, you might as well just call the season a dub, bro.
Yeah, it'll be asterisk next to that anyway. But I kind of agree with Leaf. Like, and on this side is like, look, what happens? You start playing these games or whatever in the middle of a playoff game. Your best player gets COVID. Like, it is too much, man. So there's too many variables that can go inside of it going awry. I get it. It's a money thing. It's trying to bring everybody back to, some type of normalcy, but ain't nothing normal about a whole bunch of dudes in a bubble. Like, that's just me. There's nothing normal about it. And a lot of dudes going to opt out. We still haven't even heard from everybody that's going to say, nah, I'm not playing. So even those plays, see, I don't know how it's supposed to go. Now, can y'all just answer this question for me real quick? Is there supposed to be all of the teams that are coming to that bubble, or is it just some of them?
22.
No, it's just 22. The teams that's in the playoffs, and I think
the teams that got a chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, like you're 6 games out or something like that.
Nah,
so,
let's just call it a dub. I agree.
Yeah, let's call it
a dub.
Let's call it a dub. Mark, I don't know. You seen the Knicks is going for the teams that's not invited. They want them to play at MSG, right? You seen that?
Yeah, I seen that.
I guess it's like the NIT or whatever.
Yeah, on one thing, they actually tried to get West 4th Street, but West 4th Street said that they wasn't talented enough. they had to play down there, so they didn't let them play. So they got to do it at MSG. But yo, let me say this. I think for other reasons, there should be no NBA because of just like a lot of people saying it is not the right time to play. There's bigger things going on, yes, with COVID, but also Black Lives Matter movement is happening right now. And basketball should not be used as a distraction, especially when the sport is 80% Black. And now we know that just like Lee said, once the popularity of basketball comes back and people got nothing going on, all the focus is going to be about basketball, and it's not going to be about the other things. We're going to lose the actual momentum, which is going on right now, to basketball. That doesn't make sense. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I totally agree with you. I've heard people tell me in conversations that I have that basketball brings people together. I'm like, no, the hell it don't. Basketball, no sports bring anyone together because the racism is still there once the game is done. You might shake my hand and give me a high five because our team won, but that don't mean you like me. You know what I mean? I mean, you give a damn about me. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, there's too much going on, and we all know like it's a distraction, like you just said. It's gonna take away from it. It's gonna make it seem like things are being healed, but you're just putting a Band-Aid over something that needs to be stitched.
Yeah, do remember, like I was saying, like that's the funny thing about the whole, even just the protesting and the police brutality thing is like it took basketball, football, base. It took every sport and everything to shut down and us not going anywhere to actually even put a hand on or an eye on, like, yo, this is really a problem. So, in the back of my mind, I'm feeling the same way. Like, yo, is this a way to distract us from what we really need to be talking about? Because if it is, we definitely need to call this an L. And we definitely need to be focused on, certain social matters at hand. And for me personally, I think that's more important than anything. And I think a lot of players, perhaps, will feel the same way and they won't play.
Banks?
Yeah, I would agree. There's much too much other things going on. I think maybe the only thing that might be able to like possibly bring some light to it is if the players, while they're playing, they're actively talking about things that's going on. Post game interviews, even before games and stuff like that. They're like, this is what we want. We want to see police reform. Don't let the games distract you from the fact that there's a fight going on outside. I don't think it would be enough. I think it's more important to stay focused on what's at hand. But that might help too, because you're going to have people that are still going to be out there like, oh, I watch sports to get away from this stuff. Nah, you can't get away from this, man. It's in your face. We're putting it in your face. This is where it's at. So
I think it's disingenuous as well that to hear about that they're planning on putting the Black Lives Matter stamp on courts, on the court that they're playing on, but not one NBA owner has come out to say anything about this, which is
only one.
I'm sorry, one out of 30 has actually came out and spoke, and it really speaks to if the players really felt that this is their moment, then you don't even try to suit up. You really try to push the owners to actually come out front. This is the time. This is the moment. This is the window that they should be stepping up, speaking up, instead of worrying about the players playing. What y'all take?
I mean, I totally agree with that also. Like, it would be great to hear the owner speak. I don't know if Mark Cuban spoke. I know he did. Well, I know he did protest with his players. He definitely was out there protesting with his players. But yeah, I think it'll be great. Now, are these owners speaking behind the scenes? Because like Jeannie Buss got that letter. So like, what was all about? If no owners is speaking, right? Why would Jeannie Buss get a letter like that? So I don't know. I wish they would speak up because Mark, you always say that sometimes the silence isn't good. We need to know what you're doing. But right now, yeah, the silence doesn't look good. The silence just makes it look like everything's about this money, because you're pushing Silver to make sure that, these games get played. You feel what I'm saying? And stuff like that. And there might be reasons, people are talking about, well, if they don't play, then they void the CBA. So there could be reasons why the players want to play. But I also think players need to speak up more. Like, you're doing your thing. Yeah, LeBron is doing some great things out here, right? And we all spoke about Kyrie. And I think what Kyrie said was amazing. But then Kyrie got turned into a whole villain by saying the correct things. He might have been very radical about what he was saying, but they turned him into the villain real quick. And we all know he's an emotional dude, so now you can't hear from him at all, right? So it didn't even go from, it was Kyrie and Avery Bradley with these group of players. They just pointed it straight at Kyrie, like it was just him starting all this trouble. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a divide and conquer, if you ask me. They conquered.
Let's really delve into that. Let's not go any further. Let's come back because I want to delve into how the media spun that and made Kyrie out to be the bad guy in all of this. When, like Lee said, everything he said was real, and the only thing it was radical. Yo, y'all, this is our take. We'll be right back. Check us out.
Cop that merch, y'all.
Peace.
Peace. Yeah. I mean, look, the only suck out here with a Marine shirt on.